we're going to start off on a map that seems to be a favorite among the league. So Toronto Falters, Paris Letdowns. Here we go.
Yeah, both these teams off to a fantastic start, obviously, with their playoffs. So we'll see what they can get going. I mean, they're in it, right? That's what matters. But both these teams going to be fighting for that P1. The P2 is pretty much what matters on this map here to kick things off. But we see both teams obviously fighting for that P1 because P1 time is still time on the clock. And you see Paris off to a nice 15-point lead.
Yeah, Paris off to a really great lead. P1 time is very important time considering it tends to be in the middle of the map for both sides. So if you could get an early lead here, it definitely counts for a lot. Paris gets that lead, but Toronto may have a chance at overtaking it if they could hold on to the rest of this time here. You see Paris mounting an assault, but there you go. They walk right back on into it and are able to pick up the scrap time. When all said and done, I think Paris is going to have about a 35-point lead here, and they will sacrifice some early starting at P2, but if you're Paris, I mean, that might be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, anytime you can get 30-plus seconds on P1, you're doing really well, regardless on P2 with how contested it can be. But Toronto does get the initial rotation to P2. They're fully set up, but guess what? Paris looking to break this one in. They got 4 players ready to go. If they get a break early on in this one, this could be devastating to start the map out if you're Toronto. The first couple kills are in favor of Paris, and that's going to be Paris making their way on in. All the kills on the board. They're going to get the time, and things are looking pretty good if you're a Paris fan right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Super Perp having a great KD so far, as well as Electric MC on the side of Paris. You have Poppy on the side of Toronto also putting up numbers, but I mean, Paris just looks so dominant here so far, and Toronto will overtake the hill, but I think Paris is able to really impress with how they overtook, I mean, what happened to be a Toronto really solid defense, and Paris was just able to walk right on in from a very solid P1. So, I mean, Paris is going to want to run up the clock here on P3, but I mean, their gun power is definitely helping them through so far.
I mean, hey, shout out Electric MC. The guy's 7-2. He's been dominating for multiple seasons now, along with this entire team, right? Everyone on this team, Dahmer, Super Perfect, Electric MC, all these guys, top of the category when it comes to the top of the league there. Fantastic team, but this Toronto side, hey, no slouches on this side either. These guys have been doing it in that Plat Diamond division as well for quite a bit now as well. But Toronto, we're seeing having to try to break into this P3. We're going to see him dive on in, but good luck with the snaking on those ovens right now. But that's going to be Fury and Air getting some big kills. Fury going to pick up a 2-piece. That's going to be a pretty good break, but still one more player to beat. That Super Perp, not an easy kill on the map. With 20 seconds or so left on this P3, they should be able to claim that, as Paris should be rotating for Bar, but Toronto might be the first ones there. They are going to have to deal with one player towards the middle of the map. That's going to be Dahmers. He picks up one of them. Air still in the back, though, just waiting for those teammates to spawn up so they can figure out what they want to do.
Yeah, figuring out what they want to do. I will say Toronto's breakthrough is really relieving to see if you are a Toronto fan, because, I mean, we saw Paris have a good break, and now Toronto has shown that they could do it as well. But meanwhile, Paris has been set up on this new hill, and looks like they will push up a little bit, will go down a little bit, but I think they still have control of spawns, and just holding the front line on this point so far. Super Perp and Maddie just going hard in the kill feed, and I mean, that's kind of the position you want to be. But number 3, Jeff, comes from behind. I don't know, did he spawn here? Because that would be a pretty crazy spawn, but regardless, manages to sneak through and at least interrupt the Paris defense. But you see Dahmer's right back onto it, and then followed up by his teammate Electric MC will get that kill and at least leave some uncontested time. Toronto will eventually take over, but I mean, Paris having strong setups and strong starts to these hills might carry them through.
Yeah, good job there out of Paris to get that nice hold, but Toronto is going to break towards the end, keep themselves in the game. They've been doing a good job keeping things contested, not giving up every single second of any hill, but this P4, let's see what the story is going to be over here, over towards Restaurant right now. We are going to see Toronto with a table of 3 set up, ready to go, but we see the guys from Paris trying to push this one in. The first couple kills going their way. One more player left. That is going to be Jeff, but his teammate's spawning up over towards that kitchen side. Very close spawn there. That's going to help them out a lot. But as long as that isn't blocked, they are going to be spawning there. And Paris doing their best to make sure they lock down these spawns and keep this one pushed in. They are getting some of the initial time right now, but Toronto's still trying to push this one in a little bit solo, one at a time, and they are dying one at a time as well.
Yeah, one at a time is right. Toronto goes 4 down. Electric MC has just held such a great KD. Super Perp has come back as well, and you really see that slaying power we talked about early on really helping Paris out on these hills. And now Toronto has 15 seconds left. It looks like they're going to dedicate some resources to trying to get some scrap time, but you dedicate 3 guys, they all go down, they all spawn on the right side of the map. You only have Fury attacking what is going to be a next setup, and it's like Paris just kind of gets a free start onto the next hill. And if you're Toronto, that's got to be a moment that you got to be kicking yourself over. But I mean, you still have a little bit of a split going on. That might be important. Number 4 in air gets a kill onto Dahmer, so maybe try and flip spawns, but Toronto's not having much luck on the other side of the aisle. Looks like Air's going to wait for his teammates, but Paris holding down the line very well so far.
Yeah, Paris doing a fantastic job on the holds, on the rotos, you name it. But right now we are going to see Toronto in the hill. How long will that last? Not very long at all. But we're looking at a point here now, Destin, we're pretty much on this rotation to the next set of hard points here. We're going to have to see Toronto like pull together a big P1, P2, P3, which is very difficult. Not only to get time on P1 without keeping it crazy contested, but they have to contest it. They can't allow Paris to get any crazy time. If they get 35 seconds like last time around, this game is all but over. But they also have to hold down most of P2 and somehow get the rotation at P3 as well. It's looking pretty dire if you're Toronto right now. If there's any time to pick it up, it is now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen teams come back from this position before. I think we've seen it quite a bit in MW2, honestly. We have some pretty close score lines. But, I mean, this is going to be a very do-or-die hill. If you're Toronto, it's like, you're around the point, but you're not soaking up any time. This is going to be extremely crucial. And, I mean, if Paris, they can't win it here, but if they get some solid time, I mean, it may as well be over. But there you go. There it is. Toronto goes 3 down. Make that 4. Paris is able to set up nicely on the hill. They know where Toronto's going to spawn from, and they can set up position. You do have the Paris member going down on the hill, but they're playing so tightly knit that you can just have your teammates step right back onto it. You see number 4 in air spawning on the kind of back side of the map, and I think Toronto is just going to chalk this hill up. And again, we talked about it. That's exactly what you didn't want to happen if you're Toronto, but Paris is just being so strong in their setups, so strong in their slaying power. Like, it's very, very hard to come back at this point. Paris has the momentum.
Yeah, I mean, Paris looking fantastic on the map right now. They're looking to break this P2 as well, but Fury with a monster 2-piece to keep this team in it. But they still have to worry about these spawns. You got a guy like Super Perp who lives, and he's not the guy you want to live in the back spawn either. So now Toronto kind of have a hold, but you have to worry about the guys spawning behind you and all around you. Paris going to try to break in once again, and we see MWII trying to get some of those extra kills to help his guys out. But Paris, no, they've got plenty of time to work with here. They don't have to rush anything. They're going to take this nice and slow, play for a couple picks. We see the kills going mostly in favor of Toronto, but Electric MC and Super Perp get a couple kills before they go down. This time is very imperative that, I mean, Toronto, it's very imperative they get all this time, right? They have to get as much of this as absolute possible and get the roto, but Paris going to be pushing in. That's 3 kills in favor of them. That's going to be 4 down. You got to think the last 20 seconds or so in favor of Paris, but they also have the roto right now. You're going to have Air to beat over in the hill, but that's going to be a 1v3 for him. And Dahmer's and Electric MC going to be already on the next hill, this P3 ready to go. Air going to be over. Okay, we're throwing trophies at trophies right now. Did it twice in a row. That's okay. But Air, he's in kitchen. He gets shut down quick, and it's looking like this is Paris's game for sure.
Yeah, it's looking like Paris's game. They could literally get 5 seconds off the next hill where Toronto gets 55, and I think mathematically they'll still win. Paris looking strong. Toronto spawning where they want, but too little, too late. Paris is dominant. They're just hunting at this point. Electric MC wants to lengthen his KD. Super Perp as well. Dahmer is not too shabby himself. You see MWII hovering around the point. Toronto is going to stop the bleeding a little bit, but Paris, they're right back on into it, and we will have a gunfight here. MWII's going to open it up and gets cut down, but Paris is kicked out for now, but you only need 10 seconds left. I mean, that's practically just a start on the next hill. You see Toronto trying to hold down Scrap while also dedicating resources to the next hill, but Paris, they know exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, Paris needs, like you said, the first 10 seconds or so, but realistically, even if Toronto were able to get on it, all you need is a little bit of a few contests and it's over, right? But this first part of the P5 here are going to be going in favor of Paris. Toronto not going to really be close enough to do anything about it. As I say that, Air does get a nice couple kills. Well, I say a single kill there. Jeff gets one as well. The hill is going to be open. A Shriek comes in, and that's going to be Paris with all 4 kills on the map. The game is going to be over 250 to 148 to close out this first map of the Platinum Premade semifinals here. 1-0 in favor of Paris. And I tell you what, that boy Super Perp and Electric MC, those guys would be frying right now.
Yeah, I mean, super impressive.
And they went to multiple game 5s.
Really? One S&D on the side of Toronto, they only lost?
I think two. But
Okay,
they played
2.
multiple game
Wow.
fives, so that they were in a bunch of S&Ds all season long. But we are actually in this LSCLO S&D as we speak. We are going to see the first blood going in favor of Super Perp onto air. So Toronto Falters already down 3-4 in player count there. Let's see what they can make a move.
Wow, that's an incredible kill out of Fury onto Maddie to kind of try to even it up, but you're still down 1 if you're on the side of Toronto. You do have Poppy and Fury still alive. Ooh, sorry, I spoke too soon. You do have Poppy still alive, just kind of trying to get a pick here from a passerby, but I mean, it is on the responsibility of Poppy to plant the bomb, and time is running out, and that bomb is across the building, but there you go. Paris just kind of takes their positions, just waits for a pick, and they know they're the defense. They it's on Toronto's responsibility to, make the first move, and Paris just plays it out really well and able to secure the first round of the S&D.
Yeah, that first round went definitely in favor of like Paris pretty much from the start to the finish, right? You end it in that 1v3. It's kind of difficult if you're in a situation like that, but hey, it's just one way to kick things off. Obviously, Paris here already starting this series out very hot. We saw what those KDs were looking like after that map 1, so them getting a little bit of a slaying advantage to start things out in the S&D, not too surprising, right? But we'll see Toronto bounce back. We know they are an S&D team for sure, so we'll see how they bounce back on this one. We see Paris trying to assault the A point as we speak. We're going to see, looks like Maddie's trying to make a move on Fury, but Fury once again going to get a nice little pick. That's going to be one for Poppy as well. Another one for Fury. That guy's an absolute demon right now. He's going to have one more above him. He's going to hear him. That's Super Perp. Fury, ooh, just barely missing a couple shots there. Now Super Perp in a 1v3. Now a 3v0.
At 3v0 now, as Toronto will close that out. That was a really impressive round. It was kind of 2 parallel rounds, if I'm honest, in terms of like just a lot of gunfire. Not a lot of strategy so far, and I mean just pick after pick to start it out. And both teams have been incredibly great about playing with their man advantage when they get it. So will be 1-1. It looks like defense is going to definitely be the strong suit for both teams here. So I think if Toronto is able to squeak this round out, it's going to be pretty huge, but we'll see what happens.
We will see indeed. I'm curious to see how Fury decides to play this one. We did see on the defensive side there, he was a little bit aggressive, which I love to see out of a guy like that. Picks up nice 2 kills, picks up a 3rd one as well in the round, but Jeff going to get taken down by Electric MC, which is going to put Paris up 4-3 in the life count there. Toronto once again fighting with down numbers, but Fury going to get a pick, and he's going to survive this time. He's going to have a good opportunity to help his teammates out here. Going to be a 3v3. They do have to plant the bomb, and we see some guys on Paris getting a little antsy and making some moves.
Yeah, Paris getting a little antsy, and they will pay for that as Super Perp goes down at the hands of Poppy. The Electric MC will respond back with a pick onto Poppy. And just a little bit of gunfire. They know where Electric MC is, but Dahmers is trying to wrap around and support his teammate, but goes down in the process now. Electric MC doesn't have to plant, but knows that the plant will come through momentarily on the side of Toronto. Toronto opting to plant on the B side, feeling they could defend it better. Electric looks like he expected an A plant, but we'll see. We'll try to catch a Toronto member. Not successful in doing so right now, and Toronto knows that they just need to play their man advantage, play the lines of sight, and you just see them teaming up to get the kill, and there you go. Toronto squeaks by with an offensive win.
I mean, one of my favorite things they did that round, they get up in numbers, they end up getting to a 1v2 in the end, and they immediately just decide to rotate the bomb. They know they don't have to force plant A. There was plenty of time to move. They make it to that B bomb site. They get that thing down, and everything is in their advantage, right? Because then now you got a guy like Electric MC where maybe they weren't 100% positive where he went, right? But they knew by moving, as long as they didn't get randomly spotted, they were going to be in control of everything as far as like how the map was going to be set up. They were going to have a chance to actually set up, and like the time immediately becomes in their favor, right? Because Electric MC has to make a move, has to get that bomb defused. Works out perfectly, and now we're going to see Paris on the offensive side down 2-1 at the moment. Toronto already going to be down a player, but immediately going to be a trade coming through. Electric MC getting taken down. Now it's going to be a nice little 3v3 here, but Super Perp not letting that one stand.
Yeah, not letting that one stand, as he will get a kill on the Fury, but responded right back on the Maddie to make it 2v2 in a round, and you will see that Bomb has no carrier so far. Dahmer's looking to make a play, but a little bit paranoid that Toronto is scouting out his position, throwing everything in his pockets at it. He will get a hit marker, We'll walk right on in, and that is a massive chow out of Dahmers, but it does not pan out. Toronto Falters will go up 3-1 after chaining a defensive, an offensive, and another defensive win. This is a really great position for them, I think, CNK.
Now, this is amazing. If you're Toronto, you obviously lose the very first round of the S&D, but now you've won 3 in a row. It's a good spot to be after the hard punt. We know they're a good S&D team, so you have to win the S&Ds, right? That's what it's all about. If you know you're good at S&D specifically, that needs to be the game mode you're taking every single time. So right now, this is the first S&D in the series. Obviously, in a best of 5, we do have 2, one in the second map and one in the 5th map. Now, you have to win the second map and you have to make it to the map 5. Can they do that? Yet to be seen, because obviously Paris only down 3-1. They can always make a comeback. But Toronto right now pulling out that sniper. We're going to see Fury with the boomstick. But that doesn't matter because Dahmer's going to get a nice pick on the map. Jeff going to push that one out with a nice little trade. Jeff's going to be behind a few players here, but he's going to have to take it a little easy because Super Perp's on the hunt as well.
Yeah, Super Perp on the hunt, but so is Electric MC. Almost catches air there, but a little bit too swift for Electric. Nothing happening on the map so far. We'll get that B plan in, and Toronto Falters have taken an interesting defensive strategy here. They're not all clumped up on the bomb site. They are watching sidelines all across the map, and this could be an important kill if Jeff manages to catch number 6 here going up the stairs. He hears the gunfire, not in a position to peek right up, but I think Super Perp will go up the stairs, and it's going to be hugely important out of Jeff. Super Perp goes down, and now you only have 2 Paris Letdowns left to attempt a retake of the bomb site. Jeff will pay for his kill, but you still have Air and Fury. Air goes down, and now Fury has to sprint across the map. I'm not sure if Paris Letdown know he's not quite near it, but doesn't matter. Electric MC just defends his bomb diffuser, peeks out the building, and gets that kill. So Paris responding with a really solid defensive win.
Yeah, I mean, amazing defensive. I mean, yeah, absolutely amazing, right? Right there out of Paris. They do a great job towards the end. They're in a numbers disadvantage, but they end up making it work. Honestly, like, if you're Fury, like you're kind of stuck in a position where he was watching field, his teammate dies. He knows he's got to get to that bomb quickly, but Paris, they do a good job of just trusting their teammate. Let's get that bomb defused. They get it done. They end the round. It's going to bring things at 3-2. Toronto's still up by 1 round right now, and they're on the defensive side. So I'm curious to see what Paris is going to bring to this round. Maybe a little mix it up here. Let's see what happens, but Toronto going to be on that defense.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto, defensive has been the most won round type so far, so Toronto definitely does not want to drop, and you see Toronto just starting out really well with a kill onto Dahmers and Electric MC. You have Maddie the bomb carrier, but he will go down as well. Super Perp will respond, but I mean, for how long? He barely gets out with his life, and Super Perp doing anything he can to just mix up his position and confuse Toronto. Fury will go down. Super Perp using Dead Silence, and he's just kind of being a ghost on the map so far, but eventually he's going to have to get this bomb plant down. Toronto knows exactly where he is. They probably know that the bomb's on site, and you see number 4 in Air trying to just scout out the building, but Super Perp is just hunting in the woods so far in red on the radio tower. Only has 30 seconds left to plant, and I mean, this is an interesting turn of events. This is an interesting strategy on the side of Super Perp, but eventually Will gets cut down while he's there lumberjacking in the woods.
Yeah, Super Perp there is going to get shut down. I mean, he was in a 1v4 to start that thing out, brings it down to a 1v2, but sadly not able to win that gunfight over towards top B, but is going to get taken down here at the end by Air. Nice little gunfight there for Air. Some nice shots on the board, but yeah, I mean, that's going to be Toronto. They're going to currently be up 4-2, which is a great lead to have right now in this S&D, like we've talked about many times now. If you're a good S&D team, you're expected to win these S&Ds. And this is exactly what we expect out of Toronto, is to try to come out here and do a very good job in this game too. They are going to be on that offensive side. Now let's see if they can get themselves to 5-2, or if they're going to get themselves in a little bit of a pickle. We see that bomb going towards the B long side, whereas the rest of his teammates in Toronto are going to be going in towards A. So Paris going to be kind of ready for this one, but Fury with another first blood on the board. This guy's an absolute machine when it comes to first bloods and just insta-picks whenever he can. You're going to see Toronto with a slight advantage.
Yeah, Toronto slight advantage, but that advantage will be cut down in a moment's notice. Fury goes down at the hands of Maddie, but Maddie is traded out. Electric MC trades it right back out again, and Paris let down 2-1 in a round, looking like they want to close out this defense, but we've seen 2v1s happened before, and that's a good start on the Dahmers. And now Poppy knows that his location is known and just has to kind of confuse Electric MC as to where he is on the map. But Electric MC has feet firmly planted, or I should say belly firmly planted, but might actually catch Poppy here if Poppy steps out. Poppy doesn't look to his right. This could be disastrous for him. I don't think Electric MC sees him, but just closing in on the bottom side, and there you go. That's it, folks. Paris will take the defense, and it's going to be 4-3 at this point.
Not the dreaded 5-3, but 4-3 is still looking good there if you're the side of Paris. Only being down 1 round. You don't have to try to win every single round in a row there and try to get a victory. Winning 4 in a row would be pretty brutal, but hey, if you're Toronto, still looking good, right? You're still up by 1 round. You get 1 more on the board. Yeah, you'll be at the dreaded 5-3 curse, but it is what it is. That can be kind of just the result of playing a game at sometimes, but Paris looking really good here. They do a really fantastic job that last round. They're just picking up trades left, right, and center, just doing a good job of that. But now they're going to have the bomb. Looks like they're opting to take it towards the A side once again. Super Perp going to be in that, watching that top field area. Poppy looks like he wants to take that chow all day, every day. Super Perp, I don't know if he saw him, so Poppy might be able to sneak through here. This could be a big play, but Electric MC with a nice pick on the map. Super Perp picks one off as well. Not going to be a 2v4. Toronto not looking good. Paris still has to try to get that bomb down as they're pushing towards the outside of the map. Now, Jeff, he's got a couple guys around him, has no idea. He's going to go for one, doesn't quite get it before going down. That's going to be a big Paris win to tie things up 4-4.
Yeah, Jeff not able to close it out under seemingly impossible circumstances there, 1v4, but I mean, that puts the scoreline tied up, and now it's anybody's game. I think, is it Paris's turn to play defense? Because that's going to be pretty crucial. I think defenses has still been kind of the more safer side to be on here, and I mean, Paris could theoretically bring it up to 4v5 in the round count, and that would be extremely impressive in carrying that momentum towards the map win. We will see Toronto fly into this building, but Paris is all scouted around it as well, and you see that flank coming through. You see Electric MC hoping to catch some players from behind here. The bomb carrier does go down, but I think it works beautifully. 2 Toronto members go down. You will have Maddie traded out, but you have the man advantage, and that's exactly what you're going to need. Super Perp gets another kill, goes down, but once again, it's all up to Jeff and the 1v2, and Paris have set themselves up for a great situation here.
Yeah, going to be a nice little 1v2. Electric MC and Dahmers get it done, and Paris going to get themselves to be the first match point team here. I say match point, game point. They're going to be up 5-4 over Toronto. And boy, have things turned against Toronto, that is for sure, in this S&D. Jeff tries to get it done there at the end, but it is just brutal when you get put in a 1v3. 1v2 at the end does get one of those kills, but now Paris, 1 more round, you're going to win this one. Toronto, you're going to have to win 2 in a row. No mistakes allowed for you. They are going to be on defense to kick things off, which is always going to be nice, but we're going to have to depend on these first bloods here. We can't allow anyone to really throw their lives here, so you got to be careful. Watch out for guys like Fury. He's going to be pretty aggressive. Well, probably not this time around, but normally is a pretty aggressive guy. Now we're going to see Paris. Looks like they want to maybe take this bomb towards the B site. They're taking things nice and easy. Is he Maddie trying to make the cross?
See Maddie trying to make the cross, but that cruise will come in. You see Electric MC just kind of wants to clean it up here, but I don't think he's going to be able to get anyone as Toronto is firmly inside their buildings. Maddie, in the meanwhile, will go down. You see Super Perp scouting around his B bomb site, get some eyes on, but is really in a tough position here. Toronto knows exactly where he is, but his teammate across the map, Dahmers, will help him out with a pick onto Jeff, and it is 3v3 in a man count. Paris still has to plant the bomb that is down. Super Perp trying to get another pick that could be so crucial, trying to shoot through the truck, but not able to do it yet. Dahmers is being closed in on. Fury gets the kill, and it's a 2v3 on the side of Toronto.
That was a good job out of Toronto there to collapse on Super Perp, but it took quite a while. So it's going to allow Electric MC to make it to that side of the map. Does not matter. Toronto gets the pick. Now Dahmers in a 1v3 has to get this bomb down or get all the kills. Toronto should know where he's at. They didn't see the sniper glint. So yeah, now they're just going to try to finesse, make him shoot a little bit, just distract him as much as they can, take some pop shots at him. The player going to be somewhat close as Poppy, but they know, hey, we don't have to push this out. We got plenty of time. There's no way he can plant this bomb. Just don't give up our lives. And that's going to be a big round right there at Toronto. You know what this is going to do, Destin? This is going to bring us to around 11. I mean, what more can we ask for in the Platinum Premade semifinals here between the Paris Letdowns and the Toronto Falters? Going to get to a round 11 S&D map 2. Toronto, this is a must-win situation, I think, in my opinion. The control is going to be a very brutal matchup for you, so you got to try to win the S&D. But Paris, you get this one here, you're that much closer to closing it out.
Yeah, absolutely. 11 is every COD fan's favorite number, and we will have one here. Toronto is on the attacking side. This is not looking too great for them just initially, but let's see how Toronto plays here. They jump into the building. Paris is going to kind of challenge the building. Look at that. They're all huddled up, opting not to do the behind the back flank this time. Toronto just wants to get a pick. They're so confused about where Paris is. Poppy maybe catching one across this long alley line of sight, but really important to play their life, understands that importance, and Fury busts right on in, opens the door, and gets a really clutch kill on the Maddie, and that's the opening you need. Electric MC scouting around, but just no ability to jump onto the bomb side yet. Toronto is everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto doing a fantastic job here with that initial pick. Now, the bomb is down as well. Super Purple with a pick of his own, but Fury with another kill on the round. 2 big ones to start things off for him. It's going to be a 2v2 now. Super Purple with another pick. This bomb has to be defused. There's 30 seconds or so remaining. Both these players are going to be inside that B bomb site. The players from Paris going to make a move. Dahmers goes in first. Doesn't spot anyone, but Super Purple with a big kill. Now it's a 1v1. It's going to be Air versus Super Purple. The map on the line. Super Purple picks up the ace in the round 11. He says, boys, don't worry. I'll get it done. He gets the defuse as well. And he's going to close out the map to put his team up 2-0 in the series.
Well, they don't call him Super Perp for nothing. That was an incredible play out of him, and I mean, really crucial 1v1 at the end there. I love watching these players.
Welcome back. We are on a Brainberg hotel control. We got Paris Letdowns and Toronto Falters. Paris currently up 2-0 in the series after winning that round 11 S&D. We are going to see Paris on the offensive side right to start things off here. A couple initial kills going in favor of both teams here, 2 for 2. Paris going to be the overall leader in the kills to start things off. That B point looks like the one they want to attack to begin with. Toronto going to have to try to defend this one to the best of their ability.
Yeah, to the best of their ability indeed, but they are just even in the map count, but the live count, but Paris getting some good feet onto B, but Toronto is going to respond right on back, and you still have Electric MC hovering around that B side, maybe looking to get a pick, but actually looking to maybe just kind of keep some presence there. But Maddie over on the side of A gets a very important kill. Toronto is 2 down, and Paris is getting some decent progress here, at the very least stopping the clock. Electric MC is caught on the catwalk, but I mean, Paris is spawning all around that A side. You see Toronto slowly moving over, but Paris knows exactly where to look to defend the point, and they've already got 1.5 ticks so far, looking like they may be able to close it out for this point.
The A point here on hotel control tends to be a little bit of an easier point to take, but we see the second tick not fully coming all the way through before Toronto breaks that one over. But Paris going to make their way towards the B site. You got Fury over there to break, though, and he's already on a 2. He's going to get taken down, but his teammates should be able to push in and clean up to keep this thing clear. Paris still trying to push all 4 players towards the B site. The A point, they could get that time off, but Toronto knows his B point a little bit more important to defend. We see Paris making their way across. Electric MC going to be on board as his teammate Maddie is going to get taken down. Some kills back and forth here. Toronto needs to get these players off the hill, but they also need to worry about the players up top. The players in the hill are going to be dead. They end up swiping everyone off the map. I said swipe, meant to say sweeping, but who cares? The A point is now going to be the point of attack for this Paris side. We got Fury over there, is going to get taken down. Paris should be able to grab this one if they get the stack going.
Yeah, if they get the stack going. Toronto not over on that side of the map, and they have 2 players onto it. They still have 3 kind of defending the middle of the map there. That A point will go through. Very crucial if they get that extra 60 seconds, but you're down in the live count. This is, I mean, Toronto could just win here just by slaying out. And you see that number 8 defending the back of their spawn and getting Electric MC down. Super Perp still getting some offensive presence over there, but nowhere near the B side if you're on Paris, and you're about to run out of respawns as well. Super Perp will advance forward, but is going to run right here, and Poppy gets that really important kill, and you see Paris is just kind of playing the long game. They know they don't have any respawns, but there you go. Dahmers goes down. He's not coming back. Maddie trades it off, but Maddie goes down. Super Perp still in the back causing problems, but you only have 2 members. Scratch that. Make that 1 member. Electric MC has to do a 1v8, and it looks like Toronto is just going to encircle him. And, I mean, the clock is running out if you're Electric MC. You will have this gunfight in the back, almost able to squeak that out with the Vesnev, but Toronto will take that round, and that's a very important start if you are Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, most of that also, if you're Toronto, kind of on the back of there with a nice 11-5 start at one point in time, being like 10-3 or 10-2, something like that. He had a fantastic start, was picking up 2 pieces left and right, just cleaning up for the squad. Wherever they would get guys weak, he'd push right on in, get them all taken down. So Toronto doing a good job here. First round, you only let up 3 ticks. It's looking really good, right? This is a must-win map for you in Toronto if you want to extend your chance at a championship, right? You lose here, you lose 3-0, which is unfortunate. It does happen every once in a while, but right now, they're up 1-0, only allowed 3 ticks. They are going to be on the offensive side here. Looks like they want to make a push towards B. They've got 1 or 2 players also making an aggressive move through mid just to try to keep things on watch.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto opening it up with a 3 spree onto Paris. If you can squeak out an attacking win here, I mean, it's going to be super great for Toronto. Electric MC will respond back with a kill onto Jeff, but Toronto's looking to get maybe at least 2 ticks here before Paris can really mount a solid defense. But Paris jumps right on in, gets the Toronto members on beat down, and Toronto is still spawning over there, so they're going to opt to maybe put some more presence on there for just a little bit longer. But Paris has the Roto covered, but Super Perp will go down, will take out Poppy after death with a grenade. But you see Toronto kind of not knowing what they really want to do here. You see another attempt at B falls flat, and now we're on to A. Paris is going to rotate around, but Toronto, meanwhile, has some really great slaying power to their name.
I mean, shout out Fury for winning the gunfights over at B. Gets 3 down. He's going to get on that B point with some help. The B point completely captured. 1 tick down on A. The second one ready to go as well. Paris has to try to shut this one down. They already lose B. They have to try to defend A. Toronto making a push in here. Only got 2 players up close and personal. 1 more trying to cover the spawns. That's going to be Fury. The man you want to do it as well on a 4 streak right now. Paris, though, they're going to use all 4 players to retake the site, get as much dominance as they possibly can. They don't want anyone from Toronto spawning close. They are going to have to worry about Fury, though, coming from behind by Chandelier.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the plays that can be so crucial, but it doesn't pan out in this case. Paris is just all around the point. You've seen these defensive setups before on Search and Destroy, and they're just getting every single angle. Even Dahmer spawns right into place to fill in the missing gap. You see Toronto, meanwhile, trying to make this back play work. Jeff is scouting out around there, just misses Electric MC, and eventually gets him, and that's 3 down on the side of Paris, and Toronto suddenly has a major play on it on this point and just stacking it, and knows that I think they're just able to get the point before Paris is even able to come back and touch it. And I mean, for all that we've talked about how concerned we are for Toronto on this map, they're looking really great. They've got an offensive win, they got defensive win, and I mean, typically in controls, defensive wins are kind of assumed, so they're back on defense. Toronto could squeak this out.
Hey, Destin, what do we say? What do we say? Stack the point. Word to Jim's, right? I know you love the guy.
That guy.
Hey, stack the point. Word to Jim's, baby. We get it done once again. The stack always works, but look at Toronto right now slaying out of their minds. You got Fury at 11-9, Air at 14-10, Jeff at 15-9. Making their way right now on this defensive side. You're going to see Paris on the offensive, making their way towards the A point, not being super aggressive right off the bat. That's going to allow Fury to get a nice pick, but the trades do come in for the side of Paris. That's 3 down on the side of Toronto. Last player alive does the right move. Just make sure, hey, let's make sure no one's bedroom, no one's trying to push out B site, and then he's going to push up for his team. This A point going to slowly get captured because stacking the point is definitely not part of Paris's memo at all. Maddie with a nice 2-piece. These guys are just going for the kills right now, but they're trying to get on that B point.
Yeah, I mean, look at the live count. Toronto goes down 7 and Paris only drops 1 in the process. This is a really great response. I mean, Paris getting some time on both points. Toronto confused as to which one to go for. They will choose to go for B unsuccessfully. 3 down on the side of Toronto. And again, both points are being captured at the same time. Toronto is doubling down on trying to pry this B point away from Paris, and it will work, but A gets captured. B has 2 ticks, and now if you're Toronto, the name of the game is protect B at all costs. You really can't afford to have multiple players go down at a time, but trades on the map so far, Toronto is going to have to play to a really unfortunate live count to try to defend this B point.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not great if you're Toronto, but hey, they do They do secure, I guess, one remaining defensive tick on B, I guess. So it's the easier point to defend, but not if Paris is going to push all the way through your spawn and pick up all the kills. The first couple kills coming in from both sides here. Toronto kind of being on the opposite side of where they want. They've got 2 guys in the bedroom side, 2 guys spawning out. This is going to be Paris' chance to maybe get on the objective if they want to. They are going to start grabbing some of this B point time. They get the kill towards top bedroom. They do have to worry about the players spawning up behind them. But they do have a teammate in the back. That's going to be Super Perp not quite getting those spawners off the start. Kills definitely in favor of Toronto, but guess what? Super Perp from behind is going to pick up 1. He's going to pick up 2. He's going to look for another one bottom bedroom as well. He's going to have to hit the reload, though. But immediately back towards covering these spawns. He's picking up the big kills. 12 life difference. Toronto only 8 remaining. 1 tick on B to grab if you're Paris. And Toronto, it's not looking good.
Not looking good, indeed. You're trying to look at a point from bedroom, but it just seems like Paris has taken over that side of the map, and Dahmers will go down on the point, so there you go. You have a little bit of time if you're Toronto, but only a sliver of progress remains. Paris just needs to get onto that point, and looks like they may be able to just get it here. 3 players on the point. Toronto just didn't have a chance to respond in time, and Paris is able to get a very crucial offensive round. I mean, seriously, really awesome play from Super Perp there at the end to go behind. I mean, how many times have we seen Paris just try to flank around and it be successful, whether in search and destroy or control? I mean, that's just their play style. Specifically, I think Super Perp, and it's working beautifully so far.
Hey, I tell you what, these Paris guys, I mean, when it comes to centering and also just like not missing their shots, it's a brutal situation to go up against if you're any team. In Toronto right now, after round 1 and round 2, like the magic kind of seemed to wear off a little bit. Right now, they are going to be on the offensive side. They do need to try to get a victory here if they can. Obviously, as many ticks as possible. They're just barely down in the tick lead right now, but if they get more than 3, they'll secure the defense. But if they do get 3, it'll come down to kills. A little bit back and forth here. You see Toronto trying to make a play on B, but when these spawners come up, we may see them move on over to A because Paris doing a good job shutting these guys down towards B. Still a couple here and there, though.
Yeah, I mean, Paris defending B. Toronto is up 1 in the live count. Electric goes down, and see Toronto might have some clearance on B if they can kill Dahmers here, but not able to do so yet. I think 3 go down on the side of Toronto. You have Poppy still pushed up a little bit, but mostly just waiting for his team. Paris runs over to B because they know that's Toronto's plan of action, and 3 down on the side of Toronto. Again, now down in the live count. Paris has complete map control so far. Toronto's going towards the side of A, and it looks like they're going to be able to get away with it for a few seconds here, but Poppy goes down. They know Paris is on their tail, and now Toronto is going to have to defend. They barely just got 1 point for all of that time they've had on the hill so far, and you see this 2v2 gunfight happening. Poppy about to enter it and maybe get a kill from the side. You still have Super Perp there, though, and it's a 1v1 on the point. Paris setting up on B to make sure that point is covered, but a very slow tick at A. Looks like they'll be able to get it, but definitely maybe a little bit slower than they would have liked. But Toronto's still in the round so far.
Yeah, but Toronto definitely still in this one. They got the full A tick. A point down. The B point starting to get started as well, right? So Toronto's doing a good job here. The kills maybe not going in their favor all the time, but right now we see Fury pick up some big kills once again in the back. He should be able to secure the first tick on B. He's got some teammates to help him out as well. The stack should be coming in. Stack the point. Word to Jims. We're going to see Paris try to rush this one down. We see this treat coming in from Super Perp. Doesn't grab anyone, but just enough for Dahmers to get a kill. Some back and forth on the point. Toronto's still getting the time, though. The second tick coming close, but Electric MC, he's going to shut that one down. The defense for Paris still ongoing. 1 life difference, 1 minute and 30 seconds or so remaining in Toronto. Plenty of time and plenty of lives to get it done.
Yeah, even in the live count, this might just come down to a game of, you know, quite frankly, TDM at this point. Electric's gonna open up with a kill, but another pick on the Dahmer. Super Perp gets 2 in a row.
Okay.
Might get a 3rd one over here. This man is absolutely twisted and is able to deplete the tick. They didn't even get that second tick. I didn't even realize. And B back in solid control of Paris. 1 minute left, and Toronto down in the live count.
Are there any stats on the side of Paris or either of these teams in general that seem a little bit different than everyone else in the lobby to you?
Nope. Don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so for the record, Super Perp is 34 and 18 right now. Did just die. That guy is an absolute machine. He's been absolutely popping off. But then again, on the other side of Toronto, you got a guy like Fury. You guys 25 and 18. He's picking up 2s and 3s whenever the squad needs him. These guys are going to have to make a push here for this B point. We see Electric MC, Top Bedroom, and his teammate, Super Perp. Nice little duo right there, getting it done. The kills coming in favor of Paris. Only one tick was secured on the B point, but that should be enough to secure them for the defensive side. But hey, that defensive side is going to be up against none other than the Paris Letdowns. Jeff, he's in a 1v5 right now. Yeah, he's going to get taken down. That's going to be another point on the board for Paris. This is going to tie things up 2-2. I'm worried, Destin. If you're Toronto, hey, defense is definitely the better side to be on, right? But hey, I mean, when you're up against a team like Paris, all it takes is Super Perp to get 2 opening kills, and they can open a point up like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Super Perp over 2.0 KD, that's incredibly impressive. I mean, the only one positive on his team, definitely going to be the MVP of this map if they can sneak this one away. You're right, Toronto will have defense, and that will work to their favor, but I mean, Paris has momentum. They had a defensive win. Toronto might not be as safe as we might think, and I mean, it's interesting to see how this will play out, but I think Paris is just have pretty much big clearance on the A, and I mean, that's going to be important because now Toronto has to wrap around and waste even more time, but we'll see what happens here. Paris goes down a little bit. Toronto, you see number 7, Jeff, trying to find an entry point, but Paris has solid control over that side of the map, and now Toronto's going to have to deal with A ticking down.
Yeah, that A time is going to be ticking down. We're going to have to worry about what's going on the map for sure, but if you're Toronto, this is pretty much exactly what happened last time you were on defense. We got to try to get pushed out of our spawns here. That's going to be on the back of Poppy, who's on that flank towards Top Bedroom. He's going to be important to pick up some big kills here. He picks up one, but Electric MC, he's taking that chill all day, every day. This first tick on B is going to start going down, but Poppy gets the player off. This is going to allow Toronto to do a good job, open things up. But hey, guess what? Dahmers from behind also gets taken down. At A point, though, it's going to basically be completely captured. Toronto is putting all their eggs in one basket, and that is the B point. They said, we can defend B. We do not care about A.
Yeah, absolutely. A not quite cleared yet, though. Just a sliver away, and I mean, Toronto looking at where to... Oh, sorry. Yeah, Toronto looking at where to mount its defense down in the live count, and the focus will be on B. Here, you see Toronto trying to figure out where to defend. I mean, they have an inkling that A is still up for grabs, but Paris hasn't gone for it quite yet. Instead, they're just going to go for B, and, you know, maybe Toronto's just expecting to close at A, but even they do that with just one man on the point. Toronto's in the middle of the map trying to make their way to their point, but Paris has it locked down pretty well. You have to get a kill if you're Poppy here, and he does, but 3 Paris members are all around you. Toronto is spawning there. They only have one more good push. Down 9 in the live count. You see Toronto desperately trying to get on, but it's just not going to do it in time. Paris reverse sweeps into control and wins 2 offensive rounds in a row, I think.
Hey, I mean, hey, the boys over on Paris are absolutely busting. I mean, these guys,